What it is that I like watching art being created in whatever form that is. I like because I feel like I become part of that art piece, and so it influences me. It makes me want to do work on my artwork. My name is Sergio Ramos, and I am from Phoenix, Arizona, and I am the director of Ofelia's art gallery and food covered community center. We had the thrift store, which was on Union Street, and that's how we were funding the programs, the food cupboard and all the other programs that we have. We decided to come downtown because we wanted to kind of change the look of Ophelia's and kind of the feel. And we found this incredible building, and when we opened up, the first thing that I saw when I walked in was like, wow, this needs to be an art gallery. I'm an artist, so that's the only thing that I saw. I just kind of blew my mind, and from the moment that we walked in, we just started. The focus completely changed just because of the building, and I don't know what happened, but I think within a couple of days we started moving in, and artists just started coming in to help, and I don't know where they came from, but they just came in, and we started setting up the first show, and the first show was just incredible. I couldn't believe how many people throughout the night. We had over 700 people that came to the show. And after that, we've gone from one show to another, and it's just changed a lot. It's amazing how the space has changed. We went from just intending to do a art gallery to doing music venues to recording and to just to helping all kinds of different programs now that we've started just because of this. When we initially had opened up, it was they gave us the wrong license. We got a mercantile license, which that's what we were. So I mean, I didn't really question that. I didn't think much about it. But as we kind of grew, and then the response got bigger and bigger, and the shows started getting more like progressive. We started doing punk shows and jazz shows, and they started noticing crowds us and like, well, what's going on? So then it went from that to just, it was just something really small, and it just kind of turned into this huge fight with the city. They didn't understand what we were doing, and they weren't quite listening to what I was saying, and I was explaining what we were doing, but they just didn't quite get it, I think, and they just have never seen anything like this before. They couldn't label us. They didn't know what we were. So that was the problem, because they didn't understand it. What happened is that in the process of going through all this and getting permits, because we had to get, some venues were catered through Fusion or through Bear Brew, and then they're going, now that there's liquor being served too, and not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just that they just started like going, well, what's going on now? It's changed, it's gotten bigger and bigger. And meanwhile, we were still holding a mercantile license, which is really not a venue license. So we had to change it. And in order for us to gather as an assembly, we had to have an assembly license. Well, an assembly license is pretty much the same thing as having a bar or having a museum or something like that. But because they couldn't label us, they didn't know what we were. They didn't know what we were. They didn't know if we were a store or a gallery or a venue hall or we were just a little bit of everything. So they're like, well, what do you fall under? Or how do we give you a license when we don't really know what you are? So we've never seen anything like this before. Because all I wanted to do was have venues and give this town this like incredible shows that they've never seen, and I don't think that having that kind of a battle was necessary. I just wanted to do the art, and it was really important to me, and that's all I wanted. So everybody was like, what do you mean it's condemned? It was really shocking, I think, and especially for the media, like the people that's worked with us, it was like they were just in utter shock of what had happened. And so, at first they gave us a 24-hour notice to remove the entire building, and we're a month and a half later and we still haven't finished everything. So some stuff is still there. I had to call the lawyers, and the lawyers had to get involved, and the city finally gave us an extension because they realized that it was completely and utter ridiculous notion that we can get everything out of there in 24 hours. It took us almost 2 weeks to find a truck to move this stuff. And it took us about 2 weeks just to pack one floor. That was the first thing I needed to work on. As soon as I realized that we were, it was condemned, that there was no way out of that, my first reaction was like, okay, I have to stay downtown, and I have to have a physical address downtown. And it was because it was so important for me to just, because I said that, and because I really meant that. And there's just so many people that are, like involved in this. It was like I owe it to that. I owe it, to just because there's so much, that was at stake. And as an artist, I just there's no way I'm going to let somebody push me. And then we're still putting shows together. We're scheduling all the shows that are coming up for January. They're going to be scattered all over the city. So we're on the road. Ofelia is on the road right now. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that because we're going to set up a show in Newport. We're doing one in Bar Harbor, in Ellsworth. I'm also going to do one in LaGrange. So we're going to just kind of expand it out and take it to places that really never had, the opportunity to have stuff like that. The only reason we're doing this on the road thing is one of the things that I had said to was that I was not going anywhere. So no matter whether we were in that building or not, Ofelia was not going to go away. And that wasn't just talking. I mean, I really meant that. I want to be that person that influences somebody. I mean, if I can inspire somebody to just do their art just simply because they love it and no other reason, then I think I've done a good job.